Pullman.
And could jaywalking be your next ticket? Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Caitlin Rappel.
And I'm Kirsten Rosser. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
There have been 2 instances of graffiti containing the word sulk found in Pullman. The most recent incident was on the west-facing wall of the Combine Mall building on Main Street. Both markings have been cleaned. Pullman Police Commander Jake Opgenorth said that the perpetrator or perpetrators behind the tags is still unknown. If you have any information, contact the Pullman Police Department.
ASWSU cancels their debate. According to the Daily Evergreen, the debate was canceled after one of 3 ASWSU debate teams dropped out of the debate. Presidential and vice presidential candidates Aiden Garland Minor and Sam King-Shawn dropped out. According to their bylaws, as ASWSU primary debates must have 3 parties present for the debate to happen. There is still a multicultural debate scheduled for March 5th.
WSU sorority Delta Gamma is hosting an event tonight in order to raise proceeds for Kyle Osborne. Kyle is a WSU student that was hit by a car while traveling home for Thanksgiving. Delta Gamma is selling some of Kyle's favorite food tonight to raise money for his medical expenses. The fundraiser will be held tonight from 6 to 7:30 at Delta Gamma.
New voting changes in Whitman County. According to the Daily Evergreen, the Whitman County Auditor, Sandy Jamison, spoke about the new voting process at the Pullman League of Women Voters. Jamison said voters are now required to declare a party on the outside of their return envelope in your order to vote for the count. The political party stated on your envelope must match the candidate you voted for.
Pullman 2040 is a Pullman Chamber of Commerce initiative to complete community projects by the year 2040. The Pullman 2040 annual report includes project partners, strategies, and actions taken. Projects range from building a recreation center in Pullman to developing a trail that connects Colfax, Albion, and Pullman. Pullman 2040 also created the Pullman Young Professionals, which brings together Pullman business owners and professionals.
According to Moscow Pullman Daily News, a former Moscow School District bus driver charged with felony of sexual battery of a child made his initial appearance in court this Friday morning. The man, identified as Corey Dickey, allegedly inappropriately touched a girl who is now 17 more than 30 times in her life, as well as her sister who is now 14. The victim's mother said Dickey was a family friend.
Tonight, 6 Democratic presidential hopefuls will face off for the 9th time on the debate stage. According to NBC News, joining them for the first time is billionaire former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg. He qualified on Tuesday after showing 19% support from an NPR, PBS NewsHour, Mayor's poll with fewer than 24 hours to spare before the debate. Interested in earning money while working for the census? Joining us live from Todd Hall here on campus is Murrow News 8 reporter Ariel Yakabazi. Ariel, how can our fellow Cougs learn to earn?
Thanks, Caitlin. So I'm here in Todd Hall, and in Todd 302 tonight from 7 to 8 p.m., the Cougs for Census group, who's a part of the Murrow College, is going to talk about how students can earn up to $16 per hour working for the 2020 census. Here's some work I did on the Cougs for Census group.
4 students, 1 survey, an entire community. The 2020 census is a major part of the country that helps decide where federal funding goes for the entire nation. Despite this, according to a study done by the Cougs for Census group, nearly 32.5% of Pullman residents don't participate in the census. Cougs for Census is a team of 4, competing on behalf of WSU in the 2020 Bateman Case Study Competition. These 4 are gaining experiences, but according to their mission statement, they are also striving to educate the Pullman community about the 2020 census and empowering residents to count themselves correctly.
Although it may only take 10 or even 15 minutes to fill out the census on your computer or on your smartphone, students are still confused about its importance. Here's what the Cougs for Census team believes is important about the census.
Kendall Hoy, team leader and research lead, shared her reasoning behind why the census is important.
This is a big problem for our community, especially just because of the fact that we are a college student town, and with that comes we have a high population of renters, and renters and college students actually are the lowest reporting people for the census, meaning that they don't respond or even really care.
Shane Petrus, art and graphic director of Cougs for Census, talked about how being a part of this group benefits his education.
I'd say that I've learned the most about PR through this competition rather than my classes. It's really it's a hardcore experience, this competition, just because we have to work with research and we have to talk to students, and it really is a ground-up campaign, and it's something that's different from what we experience in our classes.
The 2020 census will be available on April 1st.
Live in Pullman, I'm Ariel Yakabazi, Murrow News 8.
Coming up, Luke Hudson has a weather update.
When Murrow News 8 returns.
So I hear we have some cold weather coming up. Is that true, Luke?
That's right, but not till the weekend. Today we definitely saw a lot of sun with a high around 41 today, but it's going to get a lot colder tonight with a low hovering around 25. So you may want to think about getting a blanket or some cocoa to stay warm. As we look at tomorrow's weather, you can see we have a high around 43 degrees with a low dipping down into about 27. And there's definitely going to be some wind tomorrow as well, with a gentle breeze coming in from the southeast at about 9 miles an hour. So you definitely want to keep that coat with you. Now let's take a look at the state map, where you can see our friends over the pass in Olympia and Seattle enjoying highs around the low 50s thanks to that sea breeze on the coast, dipping down into freezing temperatures for their lows tonight. Around in Yakima and the Tri-Cities, we can see they're enjoying similar temperatures with 49 and 51, but they'll get a lot colder tonight with lows at around 20 and 21. A bit closer to home and just north of us in Spokane, they're looking at a high around 39 with a low dipping into 21, and once again 41 and 25 for Pullman. Now let's take a look at the rest of the week. For most of it, you can see Thursday, Friday, and Saturday hovering around the same temperatures, and for the high around the low to mid 50s, but it's really going to get cold on the weekend. Sunday and Saturday, you can see there's a 30% chance of snow on Sunday and on Saturday, and an 80% chance on Sunday. So if you're going to be traveling, definitely watch out for ice as you're leaving, and also make sure to give your car a check for the wipers, gauges, and your tires if you're going to be driving. Thanks so much. Caitlin, Kirsten, back to you.
Thanks, Luke. Remember that crazy weather flooding last year? Well, a bill proposed in relation to it has died. According to Pullman Radio, a bill introduced by State Representative Joe Schmick was created after the Pullman Fire Department was fined by the Washington State Department of Labor and Industries for their rescue during the flooding last year. The bill would have allowed the director of L&I to waive fines when actions by first responders are taken to avoid death or serious injury. Coming up, a men's basketball preview.
Grace Arness will have a sports update when Murrow News 8 returns.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Homestand starts tonight at 7 p.m. against the University of California Golden Bears. Prices for tickets were lowered to $10 per ticket for the game. Both the Cougs and the Golden Bears have been unsuccessful on the road this season, so this matchup may be interesting. Senior point guard Isaac Bonton is questionable as he still battles an injury he suffered earlier this season. In yesterday's press conference, head coach Kyle Smith said Bonton's recovery is progressing, but it's doubtful he will play in tonight's game. Here's what Coach Smith had to say about the team, how the team will make up for the loss of Bonton.
They need, like, Marvin's ability to slash, get to the basket. He gets some putbacks. He gets you some transition. I think makes us quicker, and we definitely thrive off Isaac's penetration and pick and roll play and ability to shoot. So we'll just have to spread it around a little more and hopefully find someone that picks up the pieces a little.
Charisma Taylor broke her own school record this weekend. Again, over the weekend in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Taylor finished first in the triple jump after jumping 44 feet in 2 3/4 inches. This is the improvement by over 6 on her personal best. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Grace. Murrow News 8 will be right back.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
The Pullman Police Department will be patrolling College Hill today, conducting a jaywalking emphasis, according to Pullman Radio. Around 3 p.m., several officers will be keeping an eye on pedestrians who are illegally crossing the street and educate those jaywalking about the law. But some will take it in extreme circumstances. Pullman PD is responding to this jaywalking emphasis due to a recent amount of vehicle versus pedestrian accidents occurring in town. The first emphasis was conducted in downtown Pullman in December.
Thank you for watching tonight.
Be sure to watch our newscast at nwpb.org/mn8 on Cable 8 at 7 and 10. Good night.